What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Sunday, y'all. Listen. It's the third time I've been here today, but hey, everybody, how you guys doing? Um, this is your Real Housewives of Potomac season 10, episode 5 review. So let's get into it. Let's just get into it. I have some things to say, but I'm gonna wait till we get there and I'm gonna say them in order, because then I'll just get off and I'll be going left when I should be going right. So let me just start at the beginning. So we are still at the table with the ladies, and just like last week, the whole Stacy trying to call out Gizelle fell flat. In my opinion, I feel like this whole Ashley trying to call out Stacy with this Chris Samuels thing, I think it fell flat. Like, I just think it's a nothing burger. First of all, Stacy was single. She wasn't married at the time. She doesn't know Monique, so I don't see what the big deal is. Like, I don't. Again, y'all can't have it both ways. So y'all said she was faking a relationship with TJ. So she was faking a relationship with TJ, and she was trying to get an introduction with Chris. What did she do wrong? Like, you calling her out for what? Because she saw a guy that she thought was attractive and thought maybe she had something in common with, and she knew some people that knew some people and was like, hey, can you introduce me to Chris Samuels? What did she do wrong? Now, if her and Monique were friends, that might have been a little messy. If she had been on the show when Monique was on the show, maybe it'd been a little messy. But I know for a fact that they have friends in common, because I know some of Stacy's friends, and I know that they're friends with Chris Samuels and they're friends with Monique. It's a nothing burger. It's no big deal. Then, so then they start planning. So then after that was pretty much that. So then they go back to Gizelle's room for a little after hour, a little after party situation. And yeah, I agree, La Queen. That was just, she looked stupid to me in that moment. It was nothing. But anyway, oh wow, 45 said, okay, 45 shot. Okay, all right. This season is boring. The women are basic boring to me. Okay. We get back to the room, and Kay says she's ready to go lay down. She's tired and she's ready to go lay down. Again, I really feel like y'all let me say this. Y'all are determined to make something out of nothing at every turn. It never occurred to me that Kay going back to her room was a big deal. It had been a long day. She was irritated and she was tired. Now, when I say y'all, I mean her castmates. Y'all may not agree with why she's irritated. Y'all may not even feel like she has a right to be irritated. But it doesn't change the fact that she was. She was irritated. She had held her obligation. Probably her job obligation was to go to dinner. Maybe she's not obligated to go to the after party. So she said, I did what I was contractually obligated to do. I went to the damn after party. I went to dinner. And I participated in the conversation at dinner, and now I am off work. I have hit the clock. Everything after this is extra. I'm going home. I'm going to bed. I'm going to sleep. I am tired. It was a long day, and y'all hoes got on my nerves. I ain't seen nothing wrong with what she did. They sang happy birthday to Wendy, and she left. Now, I get it that the optics probably don't look good because her and Wendy aren't in a good space right now. So I see where it's like, oh, well, that was petty. She didn't want to, but I just think she looked like she was tired. And maybe it's me. Maybe I'm empathetic because I know how I am. When I am in a mood, when I don't feel like being bothered, leave me alone. And I just feel like she did what she was obligated to do. And I just feel like y'all have just decided y'all gonna have an issue with every fucking thing. So then However, she waited and stayed to talk to Angel. No, see, Phil, there's a difference. There's a difference between me sitting on my couch, because what she was sitting on the couch. She was wrapped up in a blanket. There's a difference between me chilling by myself, maybe made a cup of tea and kicked my feet up, and me having to be around a group of people and have to be on. There's a difference. So I don't think she was waiting up to have a conversation with Angel. I don't feel like that's what she was doing. I feel like she was just still up when Angel got back to the house. Her being tired, being tired doesn't mean I'm ready to go to sleep. It means I'm tired of being around y'all. And I think that's where Kay was. I think Kay was ready to just have some alone time. And maybe she was. I can't speak to that. But I don't think she was necessarily waiting up for Angel. I don't think that's necessarily the case. Now, maybe she was. I certainly can't speak to that. But I just think she was ready to be away from them. And I can understand that. So they decided they're gonna play this game. You know, they always gotta play a game, child. I feel like they were playing truth or dare, but they were just asking questions and just seeing what people's answers were. So of course, Ashley, and if Ashley asked the question, it's got to be about sex. So she asked Wendy, "Have you ever been sexually attracted to another woman?" Wendy said, "Yeah." She said it was just stripper down to the Stadium Club. Now let me tell you something. If you're not from the DC area, you don't know Stadium. Stadium had the potential to be our Magic City, our King of Diamonds. Stadium was a great strip club. Okay. I really don't know what happened with Stadium. I never followed why Stadium is gone. I really don't. I honestly don't know. But Stadium was a great club. Anyway, so she said it was a stripper down to the Stadium. I got you, girl. Then KK broke the rule. You can't take leave before everyone else. Well, I guess I'm gonna always break the rule, because baby, when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. I don't give a damn. Because if nobody leaves first, then we just gonna be up all night staring at each other. Somebody gotta leave first. I mean, I don't understand, but okay. Am I feeling Karen's absence this season? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think I'm not going to blame everything that's going on the fact that Karen's not there. I don't know. I don't know. So then, what was the next question they asked? They asked Tia. Tia said, "Yeah." She said she got a crush on Rachel Maddow. Now listen, I love me some Rachel Maddow. I really love me some Rachel Maddow, but I don't know if I have a crush on her. But baby, to each his own. That's what makes the world go round. So then Ashley asked, and I don't know why Ashley was able to ask all the questions, but she says, "Is there anybody here that if you could, unalive, who would it be?" Now, first of all, I thought that was a harsh. Y'all must like this color, because this is the second person that asked me about this. It's this color. It's a lip gloss it's a MAC lip gloss. What's this called again? Child, I told y'all earlier. Surreal Appeal. I've had this lip gloss a long time, and I don't know. I don't use it that often. Now, Angel, you won a lot of points in my book with this one, because baby Angel was like, Gizelle. And Gizelle was like, what? And baby, that Baltimore came out of Angel. Did y'all, for those of y'all who live in the area, did y'all hear that Baltimore come out of Angel? She was like, "Cause you, da 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 da," and you. I said, "Oh, there go that Baltimore right there." Thank you, thank y'all. That I said, "There go that Baltimore." That Baltimore came right on out of Angel. And I was here for Angel because Angel was like, she said, because, for you to bring up like the whole catfish thing, like that was a lie. And I, it made it, I'm really hurt by it, or no, she said, I'm disappointed in you, is what she said. She said, I'm disappointed in you. Um, but I love that she stood in it. I love that she spoke on it and that she stood in it. And when it was time to go, she did. I mean, now she leaned in and hugged Wendy, but it looked like she did hug all the ladies, yada yada yada. Now the next day, she seemed like she had some different energy. And I know y'all gonna be like, really, B, you just trying to defend her. You just trying to defend her. But let me say this. Again, y'all know how something will happen, and in the moment you feel how you feel, and then you have time to go home and think about it. I'm not gonna put all of this on KK. I know production tried to make it look like she came back to the room and KK made her feel some kind of way. I ain't gonna put all of this on KK. I think a lot of this was on Angel. I think Angel went in her room. I think that alcohol wore off, because we ain't gonna forget that. Well, she breast pumping, so she probably ain't she probably wasn't drinking, unless she pumping and dumping. She might be pumping and dumping. And that way, if she's and if she's pumping and dumping, then she can drink. But it happens a lot. It happens a lot. You think on something, and that's never happened to y'all, that you think on something and you get mad all over again. You know what I'm saying? Okay, y'all, I see I can see from the chat that y'all don't feel me. That's okay. But I feel like she did talk to Kay. I feel like she did talk to her husband. And I feel like she got mad all over again. Because let's be clear, at least for me. Okay, Ravine said nope. It's happened to me all the time. It has happened to me. It happens to me. Matter of fact, it happens to me all the time. Because I know, because y'all see me as somebody that talks a lot. I honestly, a lot of times, I think of my best comebacks after the situation that already happened. Like in the moment, I might say something, but then I go home and be like, damn, I wish I had said this. Or damn, I wish I had said that. Or you talk to somebody and they like, so what did you say back? And you like, well, I mean, I ain't really say nothing. Oh, it wouldn't have been me. Because if it had been me, da 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 da. It happens all the time. And I'm not going to say, I do not feel like Jazzy put a battery in her back. I do feel like she had a conversation with Jazzy, and I feel like she had a conversation with her husband. And I feel like between her feelings and their feelings, I do feel like she woke up pissed off all over again. Now I believe that. But I'm not going to put all of that on Jazzy. What I will respect is that she had a conversation with Gizelle and she told Gizelle how she felt. What I will respect is that Gizelle apologized and she was like, okay, but I'm not ready yet. Because again, I think that's okay too. I tell y'all all the time, an apology doesn't mean you have to accept the apology. You apologize because you felt like you did something wrong. You didn't apologize for me to say, okay, I forgive you. If she wasn't ready to accept Gizelle's apology, she ain't ready to accept Gizelle's apology. Angel wasn't mad at Wendy this time. She was mad at Gizelle. You said, why is she always mad at Wendy and not Gizelle? This time she was mad at Gizelle and she addressed Gizelle. And I love how she went at Gizelle and said, listen, as a mother, you get it. Like my whole career was built off of my looks. I was a red carpet host. My looks were my job. And I do feel like this conversation might have been edited a little bit, but I feel like she might have really opened up and said, listen, maybe I am insecure. And for you to bring up the things that I've had 2 babies back to back. I'm still breastfeeding. You know what that's like. You're a mother. You understand how that can affect your body image and your self-esteem. And for Gizelle to, and for Gizelle to be like, oh my gosh, you're right. I do understand what that feels like. Then your apology, I feel like her apology, she apologized. So, I mean, she did apologize. But let me just say this. I understand why Angel was like, thank you. And Gizelle was like, you still giving me the side eye. So, you giving me that's bullshit. But again, your apology is because you feel like you did something wrong. It's not for me to absolve you of it. Okay, thank you for your apology. Right. So right, Chuck. Sometimes you're just not ready in the moment. I get it, but it seemed like she was mad at everyone all over again, not just Jizzy. I didn't get that. I didn't feel like she was mad at everybody all over again. I feel like her anger was at Gizelle. I mean, I didn't see that. I mean, you saw what you saw. I didn't see where she was being angry with everybody. I saw where she said what she said to Gizelle. I mean, I saw where she was having conversations with people. I don't know. I didn't see that. I didn't see it. How old is the child Angel is breastfeeding? I don't know. I think they said that she's 19 months. Maybe. Did they say 19 months? Yeah. I'm not I know it's over a year. Or at least I think it is. I think her youngest child, I think, is over a year. See, y'all say she was mad. I didn't see that. Give me examples of what you mean by she was mad at everybody, because I didn't see her being mad at everybody. I didn't see that. When she didn't come out to breakfast, she said she had to get herself together. When she came out to breakfast, she sat down. Now she did sit down where KK was talking to Ashley. She sat down with the two of them. But I saw, when they got back after the trip to the museum, I saw her walking around talking to the people. When they got back and had lunch, I saw her talking to talking to the people. I just didn't see that. But I mean, y'all saw what I didn't see, and that's fine. I think it's because it appears she had an attitude. I mean, I feel like that's what they showed us. But I also feel like you thought the tears were performative. I didn't. I think she's really hurt. Let me tell you something. And I mean, again, me and Phil were halfway agreeing this morning, so we can't get everything. But I honestly feel like I think it really hurt her. Because again, I think that let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about women. And I know it's mostly women in this chat. So y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. As much as some of us like to pretend like certain things don't bother us or we don't feel no kind of way, there's certain things that Angel is doing that lets me know that the weight gain is uncomfortable on her, that the weight gain bothers her. Number one, the fact that she keep wearing clothes that are too small. And what I mean too small, I don't mean they look horrible on her, but the fact that them breasts be overflowing, that tells me that you were still trying to fit clothes that you really shouldn't be fitting, because psychologically, you ain't trying to buy a bigger size. As someone who has size ranges in their closet, I ain't gonna tell y'all my sizes, but I have sizes in my closet that range over 3 different sizes, because as we gain weight, we don't like to accept the fact that we're gaining weight. And we will hold on. We will hold on as long as we can. Some of those clothes that she's wearing are probably clothes that she bought, and she's picked up weight since she bought those clothes. And she's like, I'm not buying a bigger size. I'm not buying a bigger size. That's one clue that lets me know she is not comfortable in her skin. The filtered pictures, the quote unquote catfish pictures, let you know she is not comfortable in her skin. It's not about you, Gizelle. It's not about her catfishing y'all. It's about her catfishing her damn self. So I do believe that the tears were real, because she's hurt. You think she don't see in the picture in the mirror what the rest of us see? She sees it. She noticed she used to be a size, damn, looked like she was a size 2-0. And she's probably a size 14, 16 right now, maybe 12, 14. Yeah, that's not an easy thing for a woman to process. And it probably happened within the last 3 years. That's a lot. That's a lot. So I don't think that the tears were performative. I think they were very real. I think they were very real. I took it as something she could have laughed off. No, Phil, no. 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 That's why I said when she went home, when she got back to her room, that's why I said it sat on her as the night went on and she thought about it more and more. Because you're right. Yeah, she did, yeah, she could throw it back at them and talk about their filtered pictures and all of that. But when somebody hurts you, it hurts. When it hurts, it hurts. And yeah, I can play the dozens with you, but if you hit that spot, you hit that spot. And when I go home, I might have laughed it off in the moment. I might have gave you a good comeback. I might have played the dozens with you. But if you hit that spot, you hit that spot. And I do not think that the tears were performative. I think they were very real. And I don't think she started crying when Gizelle walked in the room. I think she probably had been crying. But that's just my opinion. So Gizelle goes over, and this is how, see, Phil, that's not, you can't have it both ways. What you just said to me was, I feel like she could have laughed that off and threw it back in their faces. So when I say to you, yeah, she probably could have played the dozens, but it still hurt. Now you're going to say, then don't play the dozens. You can't have it both ways. How you going to tell me that she could have just went back and forth with them and then say, well, she shouldn't have went back and forth with them? That don't even make sense, Phil. What you can't tell her to do something and then turn around and say, well, don't do it then. Huh? That doesn't make sense. Anyway, so this how I know that Gizelle's apology wasn't real, or at least in my opinion wasn't sincere. You can't cry when we play again. All right, Phil, I'm moving on because again, I don't know if you put that before I gave you before I said what I said, but now you just sounded like a man. But anyway, moving right along, which I know you are. But anyway, moving right along. So this how I know, or at least I feel like Gizelle's apology wasn't sincere, because if you really felt like you hurt her and you really felt bad about hurting her and your apology was sincere, then the first thing you did wouldn't have been to run back over to the group and talk about it. Because it was almost as if you were like, well, apparently I hurt everybody's feelings last night. Like, it was almost like you were making light of it. So I feel like you didn't mean it. I feel like you didn't feel like you owed her an apology or you weren't sincere in your apology. Because to me, that I wouldn't have ran back over to the group and that wouldn't have been the first thing out my mouth. You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't have been like, that would have been something between me and Angel. And I would have said, well, Angel's, she's coming. She's on her way. She running a little late this morning. She moving a little slow this morning, but I just talked to her. She'll be here in a few minutes. That's all the rest of the group needed to know. But the fact that you now brought it up, so now it becomes a conversation again. So if you really, truly felt bad about making it a conversation, why would you turn around and make it a conversation again? Well, to love Keela, I understand what you're saying. It is a reality show, and that's what we do on a reality show. I get it, but I'm just talking. I'm just talking. I'm just saying. Um, Ashley and KK go to the side to have a conversation, and I don't understand the conversation. I don't understand the conversation. You pull Ashley aside to have a conversation with Ashley about your problems with Wendy and Jazzy. Well, Wendy and Jazzy are right there. They're right there. They are right there. Right there. But she proceeds to talk to them about Wendy and Wendy and Jazzy child. I don't know. Angel brought what up? What did Angel bring up? I thought Kiana pulled Ashley aside. So Ashley pulled KK aside. Okay. Well, I still didn't understand that whole conversation, but okay. So the two of them go to the side to talk about the issues that the two of the child. I don't care. I'm over these ladies, I think. Let me hold on. Let me get some fucks to give. Hold on. I'm trying to find some. What was I don't understand, Phil. You said I don't think she was trying to hurt Angel. It was a funny moment to call out. What was the funny moment? I don't know what the funny moment. And what did Angel bring up? I know I'm in the chat, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm trying to follow the chat. But anyway, so that was that one. So anyway, the ladies get on the bus, child, because the ladies get on the bus and they on their way to the museum. Now, this is Alexander Hamilton's home. I knew Alexander Hamilton was one from the Caribbean, but I didn't remember it was Nevis. And so there's a museum there. I think what we all walked away from our visit to the museum is that Alexander Hamilton was probably Afro-Caribbean somewhere in his bloodline. A whole lot of our founding fathers got some Afro in their bloodline, but you know, that ain't the story they want to tell y'all. I don't think it was. See, that's the thing, Phil, because you found it to be funny. She didn't find it to be funny. That's the point. That's the point that you're missing. I understand that you don't think it's a big deal. I understand that you find it to be funny, but it's not about you. It's about her. So when you're the subject of something, if you don't find it to be funny, then you don't find it to be funny. And I don't think that you can tell her what to find funny and what not to find funny. You know what I mean? Like if somebody trips and everybody laughs, and the person goes into the bathroom and cries, you can't say to them, "Oh, it was just a funny moment. Why are you so sensitive?" Because that wasn't funny to me. And everybody's sitting around laughing at me tripping and falling. It's not funny to me. So I hear what you're saying. You didn't find it to be a big deal, and you found it to be funny, but she didn't. And she's the subject of the joke. So she didn't find the joke funny. I don't find it funny. I didn't find it funny last week when they did it, and I still don't find it funny. And the fact that it turned into a whole conversation again this week. Ashley wanted to ask KK about why she left the night before and how she was feeling. Yeah. Again, KK says she didn't feel good. And she was over it and she was tired. And I think what was it later on? I think who was it Ashley? Maybe it was Ashley that told her I got you, Phil. I think Ashley was the one that said that Wendy was hurt by it or Wendy felt some kind of way. Child by. Again, Wendy, you and KK weren't getting along. Why are you bothered that KK didn't stay and wish you a happy birthday? Y'all ain't even halfway speaking at this point. Really be that's the point. I don't think Jizzy realized it would be taken harshly, but once again, Angel cried. She realized she really hurt her feelings. Okay, I guess. I don't know. I guess. So that was y'all know me. I'm a nerd like that. I probably would go to the museum. If I ever go to Nevis, I'm probably gonna go to the museum. I go to museums all the time when I visit places. So I'm that nerd. I'm the person that does the nerdy thing. So I was here for that. The ladies, while they were at the museum, Ashley called the boys because they know that the musical Alexander Hamilton, so they were all excited that she was at Alexander Hamilton's house. I thought that was cute. Something else happened while they were at the museum, child. I don't remember. Cheap 83 times 21. I agree. I agree with you 100%. I don't think it was anything. I think Gizelle absolutely knew what she was doing. I feel the same way. I agree. I feel the exact same way. Anyway, they go back to the room to have lunch. They were at Wendy and them's room, and they were having lunch. And here come Ashley trying to bring up the Chris Samuels thing again. Again, it's a nothing burger. It's a dud, in my opinion. And we finally get Gizelle to talk about her man. We get her to really give us some more information about Sean Springs. And to be fair to Stacy, it does seem like the situation with Sean Springs is a little deeper than just somebody you went out on a few dates with. Okay, it sounds like y'all been hanging out for a while. It sounds one of the girls has actually met him. It sounds like y'all doing more than just casually, that he won in the roster, Gizelle. To be fair to Stacy, now it seemed like it was a nothing burger last week, but now we got a little bit more information, and it sounds like it's a little deeper. Sounds like it's a little deeper. That's my opinion. And Wendy, kudos to you for bringing it back around. Kudos to you for bringing it back around. Okay. Now, Angel, hey girl, come here, baby. Let me give you some advice. Which, I mean, it's too late. The season is already over. But let me give you a little advice. Now, they already don't like you that much because, and you've given them reason to not really like you a whole lot, Angel. You didn't start off on the right foot with these ladies. But these ladies are really about to hate you. They about to hate you because you are what they aspire to be. You are what this whole show is named after, which is a housewife. They about to be mad at you. You about to fall into the same trap that Monique fell in. And I'm not going down the Monique Samuels road. I know some of y'all don't like her. Some of y'all can't stand her, and that's fine. But we stand right here. There was some women on this show, I'm not going to say no names, but there was some women on this show that hated the fact that Monique had a whole man that could provide for her and give her a lifestyle. Okay. Now y'all can say what y'all want to say about Monique. Y'all can talk about Monique's attitude and Monique this and Monique that. But at the end of the day, before we even got a chance to know Monique, there was some women on this cast that didn't like Monique for the simple fact that she was married to a man that could provide a lifestyle for her. Now they already just started complaining about how you talk about your husband and all the things your husband can do. Now y'all talking about some. She talked about how her husband was coming to get her and he was going to charter a jet if he had to because he don't play about her. Y'all was mad about that. Then she said when y'all went down to the Preakness, she was talking about, yeah, my husband said drop a stack. And y'all was mad about that. Now her husband has sent her $5,000 to shop with down to the Nevis. And now y'all hating on that. And then when y'all went down to the little flea market, y'all was like, what's she gonna spend $5,000 here for? It don't matter. It don't matter. She might buy 5,000 t-shirts. It don't matter. He sent her the money. And then Gizelle talking about something. I mean, well, what is it that you do? I mean, that's what makes us bad bitches. No, it don't. Because the name of the show is The Real Housewives. She's a housewife. That is what housewives traditionally are. Traditionally, housewives are kept women. I ain't saying, then don't jump on my back. I'm not saying that housewives didn't work hard. I ain't saying that. We know that housewives worked hard. That ain't what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is this whole show is supposed to be about women who are being kept in a certain lifestyle. She one of the only wives on this show. Don't be mad at her because her husband can do it. Maybe when y'all get back to St. Kitts and y'all walking through that St. Kitts airport and y'all pass that Louis Vuitton store and she go in there and get a bag, don't be mad at her because she used that $5,000 that her husband sent her to go drop a bag down to the airport. Don't do that. Don't be mad. So now y'all mad at her for being exactly what she's supposed to be. Like, come on, y'all. I said, as soon as she made the comment about the $5,000, I said, here we go. I said, here we go. I knew before Wendy even said something, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming before Wendy even said something. I said, here we go. Because I already know that's what y'all do. That's what y'all do. Y'all did it to, listen, y'all did it to Monique and y'all did it to Candace. Y'all hated the fact that Candace mama Candace was living in that nice ass 5-story townhouse that her mama bought. So what? Can we stop talking about the 4 homes she had when she didn't leave the marriage with even one? Why? Why we gotta stop talking about that? Why? She not homeless. I mean, you make it seem like, why do y'all want to make it seem like Monique didn't leave that marriage with anything? Monique left that marriage fine. She left that marriage fine. There was a prenup, so she didn't walk away with half of what he had. That's the purpose of a prenup. But Monique's fine. Monique got a nice car to drive. Monique has a nice house to live in. Monique has money in the bank. Monique's fine. Now, I didn't say Monique was a billionaire, but Monique's fine. She's fine. She getting child support for 3 children. She getting whatever was lined out in the prenup, and she's fine. I don't understand why we got to stop talking about her 4 houses that she had when she was married to Chris, because she had them. Right. Monique is fine. Monique lives in $1 million home. She's fine. Like, I don't understand what y'all mad about. And right, and her and Chris are in a good space. They co-parent, from where I can see, they co-parent very well. Monique said in an interview that she doesn't get child support. Okay. If Monique doesn't get child support, then that means that her and Chris share custody. So that means she don't have her kids every other week. Okay. Right. They have 50-50 custody. Okay, so she doesn't get child support. That's fine. But my point is the same. Monique is okay. Monique's great. Monique's not homeless. Monique's not asking us for any money. Monique's not coming down to Instagram begging us for nothing. Monique's fine. I mean, I know some of y'all just don't like Monique, and that's fine. But bragging about homes that you can't keep isn't a flex. I don't understand. I don't understand. I I don't understand y'all. I don't understand y'all. I don't understand y'all. When they were married, those were her homes, all 4 of them. And I feel like if Monique wanted to press the issue, I feel like Monique probably could have walked away with more if she wanted to press the issue, but she didn't. It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. Like sometimes I don't understand. Like y'all, I don't understand y'all sometimes. I really don't. And I know that sometimes it just boils down to y'all don't like somebody. I get it. But it doesn't make sense to me. When you're married to somebody, then y'all are married. I don't. Anyway, let me just keep going because I got to get to the football game. And don't nobody tell me nothing that's going on the football game, please and thank you. Anyway, moving right along. Anyway, right, Xavier. If Monique had tried to take Chris for everything he had, then it would be, oh, she's just a gold digger. Look, I knew Monique was only after his money to begin with. It's like sometimes people just can't win with y'all. Like people just can't win with y'all. Anyway, moving right along, child. I'm gonna move right along. So so while they're at the place, Wendy's not feeling well. She starts getting sick, and she's sort of out of it. You know, they tell her to go sit in the air conditioning, and when they go to dinner that night, she can't really make it to dinner because she's just not feeling well. Now while they're inside, Stacy, baby, Angel texts her husband sex, and so he knew what that meant. He meant that when she got home, it was going down. So Stacy was like, maybe I should text whatever her husband's name is, or ex-husband's name. So she texted him sex, and he was like, with who? Me? And so then she sent him a picture. First of all, Stacy, there was nothing sexy about that picture you sent him. You look goofy as hell in that picture. So then he gonna say you must have the wrong number. Now, it's obvious that man is playing. He clearly knows that it's Stacy. He clearly knows that it's Stacy. Number one, he knows that it's Stacy because I'm sure that Stacy's number is in his phone. Number two, he knows that it's Stacy because she sent him a picture of herself. So he knew it was Stacy. He was clearly joking with her. And again, now that's one of those cases where I was like, it was funny. It was funny to laugh at Stacy. It was funny to make it, it was funny. But I was like, y'all know that man knew it was her. Oh, thank you, Miss D Green. Yeah, it was very dry humor. Oh, excuse me. Oh, wait a minute. Thank you, Miss D Green, for the super chat. You and me both. I don't understand people and their logic. Short-sighted and jealous, in my opinion. Always hating and got something to say. Probably Rant. Oh, Miss D Green. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, my love. So, anyway, the ladies go check on Wendy. They go and check on Wendy, and Wendy's not feeling well. And so the ladies are going to dinner. And the ladies are going to dinner. And baby Angel said, am I gonna be on the menu tonight? And I thought Gizelle's response was cute. She said, the night is young, little tongue in cheek, little cheek and tongue, While they're at dinner, Mr. Sunshine comes over. He's the owner of this establishment. And that was cute, he gave them shots and the things of the things. So somehow KK and Jazzy get into it again. And Jazzy says, KK, I just didn't appreciate when me and you were arguing, you brought up stuff that I said to you in confidence. Now, the example that she used was KK bringing up the 2 kids situation. So what that says to me is, then it must be true. Because last year you tried to make it seem like it wasn't true, that your fiance's baby mama, well, he your husband now, was just lying and exaggerating, and the timeline wasn't what she said the timeline was. But if KK was repeating something you said to her in confidence, then what it sounds like to me is that you confirmed in confidence that the lady was telling the truth. I mean, that's what I walked away from, because it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. Why would you be mad about something she said that was in all of the blogs that y'all even talked about on last season, unless something that KK said was true, that you confided in her? Because I couldn't understand you talking about something. You said something. You repeated something I said to you in confidence, girl. What did you say? Because all we heard KK say was what we already talked about last season and what all the blogs talked about. Color Me Pink, shout out to Color Me Pink, even interviewed the baby mama and she broke it all the way down with receipts. So, girl, what did KK say that we didn't know? So then we right back where we started with you, Miss Jazzy, with this bullshit about Wendy talking about, well, you know, you don't want me to repeat what you said. And KK was like, and I love how KK responded. KK was like, listen, I can't address something that I don't know. You haven't said what I said. So unless you tell me what I said, I can't even address it. I said, I know that's right. You can't address something you don't know to address. What did I say about Wendy? I'll address what I did or didn't say about Wendy when you tell me what the hell I said or didn't say about Wendy. That's right, KK, don't admit to nothing. Don't acknowledge and don't admit to nothing. What did I say? And guess what? We still don't know. Because Jazzy still ain't said nothing. Which leads me to believe that Jazzy, you lying. What she said that what she said was that Wendy said KK said don't trust Wendy, she's a snake, or you know, she can't be trusted. Okay. When did she say that? Did she say that before or after KK felt like Wendy did her dirty? When did she say it? And then production's going to say, well, how mad would Wendy be if she knew exactly what KK said? And you said, oh, on a scale of 1 to 10, 8.5, but you still ain't said what it is. See, I told y'all that's the kind of shit I can't respect. That's the kind of shit I can't respect. You need to tell me what she said so I know what to respect. Jazzy put 20 on 10 like Wendy did. And child, they still calling Stacy a liar. I forgot that part where Ashley still said, Stacy, you be lying. Child. At this point, the only thing we done caught, well, no, that's true. I was about to tell a lie. That's not true. We have caught Stacy in a couple of lies. The two biggest lies are TJ, if you believe that that's a lie, and the cannabis line, which I do believe you lied about that. They fighting for a spot on the show? Probably. Probably. But that's pretty much where the episode ended, you guys. Please, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button. It's 177 of y'all in here. Can we please have over 100 likes? I don't know if we do or not, but can we please do that? Tomorrow night, the Whether You Like It or Not panel will be at 8:30-ish, and we will be on Sakina's platform. It is Sakina's turn. I mean, all of them have lied. I mean, y'all mad at Stacy for lying about a man. Gizelle done lied about a man. Like, actually, you lied about divorcing that man for the last 3 years because you was still rubbing his toes, talking about you was getting a divorce, and he was still coming over, and you was rubbing that man's feet. Child, bye. So, again, I can't be more mad. I can't be more mad at Stacy than I'm mad at Gizelle for lying about having a whole man. I mean, it is what it is. Anyway, that was pretty much it, you guys. I'm going to get out of here. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.